The Rudd campaign is embroiled in controversy this morning over a visit to a Sydney childcare centre. Mr Rudd was promoting his paid parental leave scheme with two sets of parents, but it turns out the parents don't have kids at the centre he was visiting.
And so, tell me about the early childhood centre here. You've been using it, this one here?
Not this one.
Somewhere else.
The PM then quickly turned attention back onto parental leave. His office says all of the centre's parents were asked to participate in the visit but were unavailable. It's a hot topic, so let's bring in former Victorian Premier Jeff Kennet and Australian Workers Union National Secretary Paul Howes. Look, this isn't the first time ring-ins have been used by Labor on this campaign, and I dare say the other side of politics as well, Jeff. Was this common practice when you're in politics and campaigning?
No, certainly not, David. Not that I can remember. But people have been doing...
Big asterisks there, Jeff. Big asterisks on that comment.
People have been doing this for years, but you've got to understand personal endorsement of a product or a political line is the best form of promotion there possibly is. Otherwise, Colgate and Palmolive wouldn't be using personal endorsements. The trouble is, if in fact the person who is endorsing the product is subsequently found out to be not true dinky dye, then you run the risk of all of that particular promotion being wasted. So this is another example where they've tried to stage a situation. I'm not saying it isn't done by all sides of politics, and they would have got away with it if the gentleman hadn't answered the question honestly and saying, no, I'm not part of this establishment. So the damage is done simply because the person doing the endorsing is not in fact what he's being portrayed to be, and that is a father with a child at that particular place of education. And in these situations, you probably can't really blame the politicians too much. It's the staffers who get there beforehand and organise all of this stuff. However, Paul, should voters feel cheated if visits like that childcare centre are so staged that outsiders are brought in?
Well, Sam, you've got it here first. Political parties have, since time immemorial, used supporters for photo opportunities. There is nothing new about this. I would put money on the fact that during many of Jeff Kennet's election campaigns that he posed for photos with Liberal Party supporters in Victoria. No. Yes, Jeff. Yes, Jeff. It has happened on all sides of politics for a long period of time. I can't remember. Hang on, Jeff. and this is a bit of a storm in a teacup. Now, it's probably not ideal. And I very much doubt that Kevin Rudd was personally involved with selecting who would be the individuals at that photo opportunity with him. But this is not unusual. It happens across the board and always has, and there is nothing unusual about this at all. It's unfortunate it distracts from the very important policies that were being discussed yesterday, but you know, that's politics. This is what happens on election campaigns, and no one should be too surprised about it. Yeah.
Isn't the problem, Paul, that this follows on the Prime Minister or his staff, as it may be his staff's fault, going up to Brisbane to do that cooking show when he said he was going to have a briefing on Syria? There seems to be, every second day, an issue arising where it seems that the public have been taken for a ride. And if it's a one-off, you don't mind it. But when it's happening consistently, you get the impression that this campaign is not being well run.
Jeff, you had the Prime Minister go to Canberra and do a briefing on the Syrian situation, something that the opposition leader endorsed the Prime Minister doing. He went up there to do a cooking show. And then he also went and campaigned. And so, look, I mean, you can do many things during the day, Jeff, and I think that all this type of colour and movement actually distracts from the real issues of the campaign. And Jeff, you're better than this. I know that you are genuinely interested.
Don't try
really genuinely interested in the politics of the campaign rather than all this parliament movement.
Jeff Kennet, I like your shirt today. I'm going to butter you up.
Thank you very much, Sammy.
Okay, guys, thank you for that.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.